Alright, so here is the Flowmaster Axle Back Outlaw kit. Just arrived yesterday. This is the axle back, not the cat back. So just want to make sure I clarify that. As you can see, this is the pipe. It directly replaces the muffler with an open pipe. I'm not gonna lie, I'm kind of nervous how this is going to sound. I've seen the videos they made, but it doesn't sound too bad on those, but we'll see. So if it's too loud, I'll probably just go back and get one of the other ones or put the stock muffler back on. But anyway, here's the box it comes in. This is the actual exhaust pipe. So, you know, nothing too fancy. Polished tip there. You know, like I said, there's nothing but straight pipe. Of course, some stickers, which is the most important thing. The rubber hanger thing, the hardware, and the hanger part that bolts into the back of the truck. Also, you have a diagram that comes with it here. Kind of explains things a little bit. But they also have some printed out instructions as well that I got off their website. That should be helpful in getting this thing put on. So I don't anticipate this being a long install. It does recommend that you put tack welds on it once you get it in place, but I'm probably going to use it for a little while just to make sure that I want to keep it this way before I have somebody put some tack welds on it. So I may do that when I get the sliders in and get those put on. I may have them to the tack welds at the same time, but we'll see. And this is how it goes. So next up, we'll put it installed. All right, to get this started, here's the stuff you need. Need some PB blaster. These tools right here are pretty cheap off Amazon, and they're well worth it. Makes it a lot easier to get that off. So you definitely want to coat those grommet things with the PB blaster, let it soak for a few seconds, and use this and then pop them right off. You also need a 9/16 wrench, and even though the directions don't say this, you need to get you a pair of vice grips, or whatever you want to call this. I don't know what everybody calls it, but that's just what I always call it. One of these extension things. I'll show this here in a minute why we have to use it. And of course, you want to get an impact wrench, or maybe not an impact wrench, but I put this thing on a real low setting, so you don't want to tighten it back up too hard. But you only get to loosen that little bolt up. So anyway, this is all it's needed. To deinstall the factory one, obviously I've already done it here, but I just want to kind of go over it real quick, and I'll put a link to a video of another exhaust system where they did this. You just take a 15mm socket, impact wrench, loosen this up. Do not take it all the way off. Just loosen it up. Take the two grommets off. There's one over here, and there's one directly over me where I'm laying right now. Right here, you'll see it when you get on your truck. You'll take those grommets off after you spray them with PB blaster and all that good stuff. And then that's loose, and then you'll just kind of shimmy the factory muffler back and forth until it eventually loosens, and it'll just slide out of this. It's not that heavy. Just be careful, don't let it fall on your head or nothing. And then once you're done with that, that's out. You take the grommets off as well, the factory grommets. You could probably take this off if you wanted to. I'm not going to, but you probably could if you wanted to. And then now we'll go into getting this new one on. Alright, so I don't know what it is about these vendors rushing shit out the market, but not giving us good directions. But here, anyway, this is the Flowmaster kit. So there's no way in hell you can get anything up inside the frame to hold that tight while you do this. Now, to get it up inside the frame, to position it, I had to use this real long claw thing that you basically squeeze and the handles come out. So you have the nut, snaked it through that hole right there. Right here you can kind of see it through that wire, and then position it up here, put the plate over, and then put the lock washer, and then start threading this on just to hold it on both of them. Now, to get this to tighten, because that thing won't hold it still enough, I'm using a pair of vice grips on this nut and then a ratcheting wrench on here to get it tight. Like I said, none of this is in the directions, which is kind of frustrating. But overall, the install is fairly quick and straightforward. You know, not much to it, it's just a straight pipe basically. Alright, so this thing's tucked up here pretty good. So it definitely is a high clearance. So yeah, it's all installed. Got the hangers in, the bolts in. Pretty tucked up fit. Shouldn't be hitting that with anything. You'd have to really try hard to. So let's get this cranked up and see how it sounds. definitely noticeable, and people do notice it. People that are riding around and get people's attention, but it's not obnoxious to the point to where it's just like, oh my god, it's horrible. Alright, we're getting on a late short drive now. Once you get about over 2 RPM, it really starts talking to you. Get this thing up to speed and see if we can hit some cruise control so we can show you guys what this is like in a cruising sound. Like I said, once you get to RPM, as long as you keep the RPMs under 2,000, it's not that noticeable. I mean, it's noticeable, but it's not annoying or too loud. So it's only when you get your foot in it that you're like, right now I'm doing 60 miles an hour, and you can hear it, you know, but, you know, the wind's still probably louder, you know. So, I mean, take it for what it's worth. So we're about 60 right now. We get to 65-ish. So, yeah, we're about 65 miles an hour right now. And a little under 2,000 RPM. It's not too bad. And when you get on it, you'll hear it. It is pretty loud. So, you know, I can't really get to 70 on here because of the city. But I would imagine it'd be that much louder. But yeah, you'll definitely tell whenever it starts to jump up to RPM to let you know. But other than that, I think this is perfectly livable. That's why I was kind of worried about highway speeds, having, you know, not being able to have a conversation with my other half, so to speak, soon to be husband. But I think this will be doable for the most part. It's just when you're starting and stopping, if you're getting on it pretty hard, it's going to be loud. But if you're not, it's not that bad. You know, I was kind of surprised because I'm used to the old days having a straight pipe mean you were loud as hell. You know, and just know that this thing, you're never going to make a EcoBoost V6 sound like a 5-liter Mustang with Flowmasters or a V8 or a Beadlocker or a Hemi Wrangler. It's just not going to happen. So don't even think you're going to get that sound. If you're expecting that, you're going to be very disappointed. So it's just is what it is. But, you know, the increase in torque and power of this thing, when you're under 1.5 RPM right now, 1.2, you don't even hear it. So now it's getting back in, I'm just picking up some speed because I hit a little snag in traffic. But yeah, I mean, I don't think it's a bad deal. It may be a little much for some people. I think it's something I can live with, but that's just me. I'm back down under 2, it's fine. So like I said, keep it under 2,000 RPM, you're gonna barely notice it. 2 to 2.5, you'll definitely notice it. You know, anything more than that, you're definitely gonna notice it. It's gonna be super loud. But yeah, you know, cruising at 65, it's noticeable that it's there if you're used to the stock exhaust, but after a while, I think you become immune to it. You know, it's not too bad at all. So hope you guys enjoy this. Please consider liking and subscribing. Hit that alert button, help us beat that YouTube algorithm. Our goal is to get over 1,000 subscribers on the channel. You know, to continue bringing you guys content. I do this for fun mainly. You know, I got a decent paying job. I'm very fortunate in life to where I don't have to depend on YouTube for income. You know, not to knock anybody that does, because there's a lot of great people out there and a lot of great channels.